Hello, welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name is Wendy Wing. I'm doing a daily checkity check for whoever is tuning into this reading. Whether you're a subscriber or thumbnail or the title brought you in, welcome. What messages do we need to hear today? All right, from the Kali Oracle deck, number 4, Kali Mahamaya. All right. All that water. Emotions. I can do this one-handed. All right. Okay. Kali Mahamaya. Kali Mahamaya is Kalimaa, the spiritual truth beneath all appearances, the healing waiting to be discovered in all experiences, in harmony with your higher self. She manifests the path upon which you can best learn, heal, and grow. She is unclothed, symbolizing wild, unconditional authenticity. She is the empowerment to discard conditioning and judgments that we have worn. Cast off the fearful constraints others have imposed upon you. Connecting to your authentic being will attract healing, guidance, and divine grace to you now. Wow. I feel like this is actually the perfect card and a perfect message for what's been coming through for me recently. There's a lot of spiritual clearing that's happening right now, and in the most beautiful way. Being in an in-between space, one foot as it's like you're leaving an old cycle, an old way of being, an old you, and in a space, a creative space of releasing what no longer serves you on a very large scale. Energy's been dropping, and it's preparing for the new. You might have noticed it's easier to focus on where you're going and less stickiness from your past showing up. So this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. In the past, there was the energy of the Hierophant in reverse. A breakdown of traditions, disorganization, something coming apart. It feels like system busting, and I'm hearing end of an era. Okay, so it looks like get the feeling that part of you really wanted to fit in, belong in what the world has to offer. It's like you've been trying to figure out where you fit in, where can you fit in? What role do you fit in within a family? What role can you play? How can you figure out how to fit into the archetypes that we already have currently, and fit into society? And I get this message that you were never meant to fit in. That was, you're meant to create something new. And that is why they're at the core, one of your core energy frequencies is your truth and an ability. The more you exist, the more difficult it is to shape shift and try to conform. This has created a lot of confusion about your past. And when looking back, you might have previously felt very victimized because of not fitting in and not belonging and not feeling cared for as much as you would prefer by others, those closest to you. But what's interesting is what I'm getting is that as the system busters, as you become more you, you are able to let go of and perceive what happened in the past in a very different light. In the past, feels like you didn't have all the tools that you needed to manifest that you would prefer to be, the experiences you would prefer to have. And so you've been learning different skills, how to become more you, how to communicate your truth. Who are you? Finding out who you are. I'm getting like, so speaking your truth. So discovering your throat chakra, finding out who you are, your heart chakra, finding your true power and how empowered you really are. I can go through all the chakras. So you've been finding your alignment with your core energy frequency. There have been a lot of habits because of where you landed, where you were born, the society, the family, the religion, whatever you were born into, that experience was meant to not be your place, would purposefully make it uncomfortable so you have to choose you eventually. You don't have to. You could still double down. But it looks like there's a lot of behaviors that you picked up along the way where you matched and mirrored those around you. And not as an excuse or justification for your behaviors. I get that you didn't know any better at the time in the past, and might be a little ashamed of kind of sneaky ways of being because you didn't feel comfortable being yourself. You didn't feel comfortable owning your truths. You were very concerned about your ego, how others perceived you, because how others perceived you was tied greatly to you're a success. So you thought, like, you need others to like you. And so there's just always this split energy of trying to hide what you really wanted out of life, and were afraid to ask for because it didn't fit in archetypes of what was expected. Excuse me. But what I'm seeing in the past is how you've leveled up and found a lot of passion, inner strength. This journey that you've been on has created such an inner fire to be yourself, to follow your passions, and created strength, resilience, and ability to, this feels like real sense of security within. This is real confidence. Someone who wants to project confidence kind of emulates a manner of being of people they've seen who they feel are confident. Someone who really is confident has been through a lot. They've been tested a lot. And what they've learned is that being confident doesn't mean that you don't have fear. Being confident, real true confidence, is about identifying fear and going towards it anyway. And so you teach yourself again and again and again that no matter what comes towards you, that you can find your way through it, and you're resilient. And with each experience, you become stronger and stronger and stronger. So you learn it's not about trying to control things out here and control people and situations. That's someone who's operating from a lack, from insecurity. When you're secure within and confident within, you have this sense, whatever comes towards me, I know I can handle it. I know I can. I might knock me down a bit, but I know I can get back up. And that's a real confidence. Not so worried about how others are perceiving you or your path, but realizing that at the end of the day, it's how you feel about yourself that's most important. That's true inner strength. It does look like there's in the past, it feels like things not going fast enough. There's this weird energy here about trying to control the timing, trying to make things happen in the timing you would prefer, instead of allowing divine timing, all the moving parts, and trusting that it's above your pay grade to try to control things out here. There's still a bit of this trying to control and make something happen, instead of work with the energies and trusting that you will receive inspiration, intuitive hits, when to move, when to act, and that and there's a real lesson in here about being, instead of not a human doing, becoming a human being, being okay with the pace of things. There's something very transitional and really beautiful about that past energy. And current energy is judgment in reverse. Someone not receiving the calling, not not waking up, not going into a new life, not, let's see. I feel the division between those around you who are waking up, wanting to be more themselves, shedding masks, shedding old patterns and habits, people willing to take accountability for their actions. There, it feels like there's I'm getting like a picture of an iceberg slowly moving away, kind of, or like the tectonic plates and continents, and there's just a rift, a bit of a rift happening. The separation of energy as you are moving to higher timelines. And I think I'm really getting in present energy that you have created really healthy boundaries, really healthy boundaries. You're aligned, sure, during the day, any given day, in and out of alignment. But what I'm getting is that there's a consciousness of wanting to be in alignment and an intention. And it looks like you're really understanding where your energy is and what is your energy and what is not. It's interesting. What's coming up a lot in current energy is about the people who are not hearing a call. And there's with the judgment card, there's no judgment. That what if things are perfect just the way they are, that some people were meant to have the experience of seeing things from a different perspective, seeing things from a broader perspective. And what if there are people who did not sign up in this lifetime for that ride? And that part of the experience of waking up is being around people who can't see the light, who just, that's not a part of their experience. There was a saying, something I heard a while back, where a blind person and a sighted person are very equal in a dark room. They lived in a dark room. But when you bring in the light, only one will see that and be like, do you see this? Can you imagine the conversation? Well, what about this light? I don't see a light. You're crazy. See the light. Like, now I can see things, and I can see you, and I can see me, and I can see the world we're in. And the blind person is just like, you must be crazy, because that is not a part of their experience. And I feel like that might help explain that nobody's right or wrong. It might actually help with our path to have those who are resistant. So what I'm getting in current energy is about getting, you might be having difficulty in current energies with feminine energies. This is not female. This is people who are running more feminine, distorted feminine energy. And they're very destabilizing. They consciously want to, I am getting like a bully energy and take and steal. Okay, I'm getting, because this is a distorted feminine energy. They don't know how to nurture and create, grow something from a seed, and the time and care that it takes from divine feminine energy. Excuse me, takes an idea, takes a beautiful seed of something and creates life with it, nurtures it over time, and with that love and care and attention brings something new into the world. And what I'm getting right now, what's happening is it feels like the divine feminine is having that split of you can feel the rift between ways that are nurturing and creative and those that are and have been very destructive type of behaviors. We need both. We need the fire and the water. We can't just create. There needs to be destruction. However, and I feel like there's this invitation to, okay, there's an invitation. If you've been experiencing a difficult feminine energy or energies, different people who are purposely fitting this bill, they're trying to cause destabilization and maybe even trying to affect your finances or your home, your health, very tangible ways that they are affecting your ability to move about your day. What I'm getting is that this is an invitation to look at within at those aspects of you that can be and have been very destructive. To own those aspects, to hold yourself accountable, not as a shame. This is a lack of judgment. This is a release of judgment. How can you get to know those aspects of yourself without condoning what you did or justifying, but somehow learn from that? What did you learn from the times when you were carrying distorted feminine energy? And if you're like, I don't remember what is this distorted feminine? If you're having this in current energy, what they're doing, how they're behaving, does it remind you of a time in your past when you behaved that way? Chances are, boy, these are real core issues coming up. Feels like that distorted aspect of yourself when you were really hurt and feeling defensive in the past, you might have behaved in a way that was boy, really destructive to others. Can you, without feeling judgmental to yourself or shameful, like just owning, like, yeah, I recognize that. I remember why I was behaving that way. It was probably unhealed traumas and old ways of doing things that you learned from childhood and from your society, from your religion, and you were doing the best you could. And I feel like if you can understand your destructive feminine energy and find some peace within, then you'll figure out how to have compassion for those who are actively trying to block your blessings. Nobody can block your blessings. You might have a belief or many beliefs that others can block your blessings. And so if you're having this distorted feminine energy coming up and robbing you and blocking you from your finances, or that's your experience, then what you're being called to find are beliefs that other people have more say over you, over your stability, security, abundance than you have. Yeah, so I'm getting that this feels very key right now, that it feels very solar plexus chakra. So about empowerment, clearing beliefs that others can block you. There's still this resistance in current energy, or trying to figure out, it looks like you're trying to figure out how to make peace with past versions of you. And in doing so, instead of annexing them or in denial or compartmentalizing and closing off that part of you, abandoning parts of you that you don't like. I don't know if you grew up in a family where they only talked to the parts of you that they preferred. If you started talking about things that you really liked, that really excited you, but they didn't, then you could feel a wall, or you could feel them shut down. You could feel them withdrawing their energy. And so you learned that that part of you was not acceptable. That could be a covert way of kind of shifting you away from being yourself. Overt is outright verbal or physical attacks, letting you know very clearly and outright that that part of you, those parts of you, are not acceptable. And so that has kept you separated from yourself. Feel like what we're finding out is that all is the one and one is the all. So we all have that divine spark within us, each one of us. So all is the one and one is the all. Very Three Musketeers type of energy coming in. And the more separated we are within our own energy and how we feel and how we run our own energy, how we perceive the world is that reflection, what world we're in. A world that's very divided and right and wrong, and trying to control the other half and trying to decide who's good and who's bad, and judgment. And it feels like a calling to be more yourself, to learn how to love all aspects of yourself, to be as whole and complete as you can here within your energy, where you have all your control and power, so you can start experiencing a different reflection in 3D. All right, your higher self is a Page of Wands in reverse. This feels like your higher self is talking about the delays. Maybe you might be experiencing a bit of apathy, that things aren't moving forward and progressing. But right now, what's happening is a grand balancing of your karma, like this is a very interesting energy. I'm getting that if you've been asking for justice, could you be open to justice instead of negative, unwanted karma, wishing negative, unwanted karma and punishment on those who wronged you? Would you consider releasing that? Not that you have control or say over, but releasing the need for punishment. And instead, would you be open to receiving blessings that would skyrocket you? There's something about these people never did really have control over blocking your blessings. There was an allowance on your part, a belief that they had control over your stability and your blessings. So if you release that, then you can, and you're like, I am blessed. I'm blessed. Blessings come just left and right. Things happen that go my way. There's such an ease and a flow to it. The right people show up at the right time. The right opportunities show up right when I need it, not a second more. These blessings coming in have just allowed me to be at peace, to trust the universe, to surrender, because you are in such a beautiful dance with your core energy frequency, your higher self, all of who you are, and you're allowing energy, your energy, to flow and to be yourself. Wow. This feels like a huge shift in the energy. This feels like a very in-between space, in between the old cycle and the new cycle. This energy reminds me of when psychically looking at in between lifetimes. There's this in between energy that I've tuned into, and like what happens after your consciousness leaves your body. Your physical life is complete. And before the beginning of the next life, your next life, there's this void energy, this stripping away of all that you've forgotten about who you really are, that duality, that separation, and all that judgment that you have about yourself, that you carried, that you thought was you, your belief systems and things like that, you shed away. And there's a great deal of peace because you are whole. You become whole, undivided within yourself. So what I'm getting is right now you're experiencing a little bit of that in between phase. That's what it feels like, that in between place, without having to leave this plane, without ending your experience here on earth. You are getting the opportunity to create a new life, very different to the one you had behind you. And so using this time and space very constructively, enjoy being here. This is important. This is rich. This is the foundational work for your next step that you want to create, because your challenge is ending that cycle and starting a new cycle. Thinking more and more, focusing more and more on where you are now and where you want to go, what it is that you want to bring in, releasing any thoughts, anything that you don't want to take into the next cycle. I don't want to be judgmental. I don't want to have my energy split. I want to take all my wisdom that I've learned. I want to take the love and the care. I want to take my authenticity. I want to be able to communicate. People understand me. I belong. I want to play. I want to play with the energies. I want to connect with like-minded people. I want to create something lasting and beautiful that I can pass on for 7 generations, whether they're my kin or not. So I can leave behind my loving energy. Yeah, there's something about releasing 7 generations back behind you of trauma and difficulties, taking what those 7 generations have learned. They didn't just leave you trauma, they also have wonderful gifts. But taking those gifts and what you do enjoy about yourself in this world, taking that forward in hopes that you'll have some fun, you get to be yourself, whatever it is that you want to create, and a lasting change for all those to come after you. All right, that's the end of the messages. Yeah, let's go ahead and do a guided meditation. If you're interested, I'll end the reading here and you can join me for just a psychic guided meditation. This feels like it's a meditation I did a couple days ago, but it'll be a little different. So find a place to sit where you won't be distracted, where you can be comfortable and close your eyes. So find the way to the center of your own head. Go ahead and close your eyes so you can focus on your own energies. clearing that center of head space between your ears, behind your eyes. Just take an imaginary psychic broom and broom out any energies that aren't yours. Anything that's opaque, anything that's causing pressure or tension. Notice if there are any energies in the center of headspace that are pushing into this space, causing pressure. You can give yourself permission to have seniority in this space, to own your center of headspace, and decide if you want to push those energies out or put a balloon on them and have them float away. You can invite light from the divine, a white tunnel of light, a white tube of light coming from above all the way down below. And in this white, high vibrational creator light, you can allow any beings, any entities, any energies that are not yours to be cleared, not only from that center of headspace, but anywhere in your body. Any energies that are resistant to you being yourself. Any energies that are control and fear. Releasing any judgment. Your only job is to notice what's being cleared and where it's being cleared, whether you're seeing this psychically, whether you are somatically feeling shifts, or just noticing changes of energy. Kalimaa is here to help you balance your masculine and feminine energies. The feminine energies tend to run on the left side of your body, and the masculine energies tend to run on your right side of your body. And having the energy of Merlin showing up for the masculine energies. Kalimaa is helping heal that divine feminine left side of the body. Reintegrating any times in your life where you have created an expression of distorted feminine energies, creating forgiveness, washing clean, becoming whole. Merlin is noticing how this feminine energy, divine feminine healing, invites the masculine energy to support, to hold space. to not judge the feminine energy, to appreciate masculine energy, divine masculine right side of the body energy is creating such a strong support system. Encouraging, caring, assisting, not needing divine feminine energy to change or be anything different, but just merely holding space for that change to happen. Realizing that divine feminine energy has such a dark mystical quality about it, a mystique. Honoring it, releasing any competition with between divine feminine and divine masculine energies. Releasing competition, releasing spite, releasing revenge, releasing blame and shame. Inviting you to focus on your heart space as you feel this balancing between the divine masculine and divine feminine energies. How beautiful it is when they work, those energies work together. When they both support each other, when they both co-create together. When you're ready, thank Kalimaa, send appreciation and light her way, and thank Merlin. Thank Source, the Creator, for holding this space of change. And when you're ready, you can wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, do a little stretching, open your eyes and come back into the room when you're ready. Wow. Let me know if you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for joining. If you liked this reading, I'm so calm now. I'm kind of a little spacey, like, good man. So anyway, don't forget to like this video. Love to hear any comments that you have. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so I can see you again. All right, take care. Bye.